Welcome to the V. Hill Show. I come live every single day at 5 o'clock, so click the bell to be notified when I am live. Now, I am aware it's not 5 o'clock today. That's why you need to click the bell to be notified when I come live. The reason why I'm late is because I needed to take my time and dissect this story so that I report it, not just repeating what others are saying, but read multiple articles and then check my gut and see what my gut says. So we're going to spend the first half of the show going over what I would say is the obvious, right? And then we'll go over the second half of the show talking about what my gut says is really going on in part two of the two-part series, Black Farmers in America. Today, as I said yesterday, we're talking about the story of Courtney and Nicole Mallery. They are the owners, and we're going to talk about this a little later, of 1,000 acres worth of land in El Paso County, Colorado. All right? Before I get into that, thank you so much for watching the V. Hill Show. Again, I come live every single day at 5 o'clock, so click the bell to be notified. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, and comment, as I am probably 160 subscribers away from 1,000, so do me that favor, please. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you want me to see your comments while we're live, you have to come to YouTube. I do not respond on comments during the live broadcast on any platform but YouTube, all right? Let's get into today's story. So Courtney Mallery is being charged with theft, trespassing, and utility tampering. What I would call seemingly some very petty crimes, especially when we talk about later in the show, the what he allegedly stole and the value of it. These are not felony offenses, but he has the potential to be charged with a felony because of these things. Now, Courtney and his wife, Nicole Mallery, are making national news after they allege they are victims of racism in a small county in Colorado called El Paso County, all right? Now, the Mallerys own 1,000 acres of ranch land in El Paso County. And ever since they put a BLM flag up, now they put a Black Lives Matter flag up, they put a Jesus is Lord flag, and they also put a flag showing that Courtney Mallery is a veteran, a Marine veteran. Well, according to them, ever since they put a BLM flag up, they have been the victims of harassment, stalking, and even mutilation of their animals. Now, if you have a weak stomach, I want to warn you now, what you're about to see isn't the best image in the world. Now, this is a picture of their dog, whom they said was poisoned, and this is a picture of their livestock, whom they said they would find their livestock poisoned on their farmland. And they said that all of this has been due to harassment and racism, all right? They've even been doxxed on Facebook, with some of the small town people commenting up under posts saying, I was amazed at how much property was tagged Black Lives Matter. Didn't expect that kind of in-your-face crap way out here, all right? Somebody else says, are there any restrictions on the size of pitchforks and fire sticks in Colorado? Someone else commented that was saying that we should drive through there and have mechanical failures with our automobiles when we get on their property. Nicole Mallery recalls one time being in the shower. Now, guys, listen to this. Being in the shower and a random man walks in her home and she has to pull a gun out on the man. Imagine being in the comfort and security of your home and you hear some noise to see a perfect stranger walking in your home, unwelcomed and unannounced. The farmhand, whom, if I'm correct, was mixed with Black and Mexican, lived on their farm, the Mallery's farm, with his wife and his son. They said one time they overheard the wife of the farmhand berating him and calling him racist names. So they kicked the wife off of the farm, and the farmhand and his son stayed on the farm. But one day the farmhand got missing. There was a bad storm coming. So Courtney Mallery called the cops to find out that the farmhand was shot in the back of the head in a chicken coop, left in a chicken coop with his pants pulled down. Now, come on. Now, just these, between the mutilated animals, strangers walking into their home, and their farmhand mysteriously dying, we're up until this point, no one has been accused or charged for the murder yet. This is some deep stuff. This isn't just microaggression at Publix food market because the white cashier don't want to serve the black person. Okay? Now, Courtney Mallery feels like that bullet that the farmhand took in the back of the head belonged to him. He honestly feels like whoever killed the farmhand really meant to kill Courtney, but because the guy is brown, they assumed it was Courtney, but really killed the farmhand. Good Lord. Now, the Mallerys have also accused the sheriff's department of being in on these attacks, saying that they have caught the sheriff of El Paso County, Sheriff Joseph Roble, perusing through their property in a way to harass them just by showing up. They allege that the sheriff even told them that if they continue to call the sheriff's department and file complaints, that he would arrest them. Now, there's another side of the story, all right? You got the story of Teresa Clark, who's a white woman who lives with her elderly mother, all right? Teresa is saying that, and for context, Teresa is the owner of the neighboring land, so they're neighbors, okay? Teresa is saying that it's the Mallerys that are keeping up all this drama as they both, as I said, as they both have neighboring lands. Now, Teresa Clark says Courtney Mallery has stolen her trash can. Now, remember I was saying at the top of the show that this man is being charged with a felony, and one of the charges is theft. Well, the theft is the trash can, and the trash can has a value of, are you ready for this? $25. Okay, so Teresa Clark also says that Teresa Clark says that Courtney Mallery has stolen her trash can, and Nicole will stop in front of her house and shout, "Hands up, don't shoot." Now, when Nicole was asked about that, she says that her animals had gotten loose and they had to walk on the neighbor's property to get the animals. So her and her husband, Courtney, lifted up their hands and said, "Don't shoot," so that Teresa Clark would not have an excuse to shoot them for trespassing. Okay? Are y'all following? This is a lot. And that's why I'm just taking my time and breaking it all down. Now, Teresa Clark also says that her animals had been mutilated and says that the Mallerys have opened up her gate and let her animals out. So while the Mallerys are filing claims and complaints against Teresa Clark is filing complaints against the Mallerys. So when the sheriff came out to answer the complaint, did he answer both of their complaints? No. Did he answer the Mallery's complaint, the black family that owns 1,000 acres of land? No, he didn't. Well, whose complaints did he come to answer? He came to investigate Teresa Clark's complaints. Now, it seems as though if there was any camera footage that should have been taken, it would have been Teresa Clark's camera footage proving that the Mallerys were doing what she claimed they were doing. But the sheriff's office didn't do that. The sheriff's office took the camera of the Mallerys and left Teresa Clark's cameras intact. Now, according to Courtney Mallery, that left him vulnerable because now he can't find out who is sabotaging his animals, who is tearing down his gate, who are these people coming on the property. And I forgot to show you this picture too, and I just thought about it here. This is the man who they took a picture of, that's taken a picture of them, and this caption says, "With no help from local police, Courtney Mallery and his wife have endured an onslaught of death threats, farm destruction, trespassing, animal deaths, and constant surveillance as this man who they have a picture of on their property. Okay, I forgot to show you that. Now, before I go further, please, if you have found value in today's show, like, share, subscribe, and comment. I am going over the facts before I get into what my gut tells me about this story. But before I get into that, please, if you have found value in today's show, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Also, I want to offer you the opportunity to join my free email community. That link is in the video description box of Facebook and YouTube. All you got to do is click the link, put your name and email address in the dialog box, hit OK or submit. You'll get 2 confirming emails, one making sure no one signs you up but you, and the other from me welcoming you to this free email community, all right? The content that comes in this email community is nothing but positivity. Absolutely 100% positivity. This week's emails is about growing in discomfort, all right? So that is in the box of Facebook and YouTube. Now, they took left Teresa's cameras intact and took the Mallery's cameras. Now let's talk bond. When Courtney Mallery was taken in, the suggested bond amount for release was $2,000. But the judge upped it 3 times over that to $6,000. Now you might say, why did the judge do that? The judge did that because the judge did not want the citizens to keep on being harassed by the Mallerys. So she was trying to, I guess, keep him in jail. Now, another piece of information to bring context to all of this, you remember the sheriff we talked about? Well, his wife is also a judge. So this is just bad all the way around. All right? Now, in light of yesterday's show, I think we can all agree that there is blatant racism in the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and that over the last 100 years, due to inequality in financing, grants, high interest loans, black farmers in America has been reduced by 90%. So in the last 100 years, 90% of black farmers have fell off. Black farmers represent, and I talked about this yesterday, 1.4% of farmers in America. So it's not surprising that there is a lot of racism going on against black farmers, and that these particular black farmers, the Mallerys, are experiencing racism. But here's what I got to say, and here's my gut, and y'all don't get mad at me. Something's not right about this. From the beginning, when I started investigating this story, there's something in my spirit, in my gut, whatever term you want to use, that does not connect with this story. And I can't put my finger on it, y'all. That's why I came on late, taking my time, reading through every article, listening to videos, going on their Instagram account, and nothing in my gut witnesses that what we are hearing is 100% true. Now, I get it. I know. We've already talked about the U.S. Department of Agriculture yesterday, the last show. We already know there is proven systemic racism against black farmers and minority farmers in America. But even with that, something don't feel true in my gut. Now, before I talk about that something, let me say this. I don't doubt that El Paso County is a racist county, right? I'm almost sure they're a racist county. There are very few black people in El Paso County, okay? I'm almost sure that the sheriff has not done all he could do and can do to protect the Mallerys in their property. So I'm not debating whether or not they have experienced racism and whether or not the sheriff has truly protected them. All right? But something ain't right with this. I think Nicole, it may be Nicole and Courtney, I think they're lying. I think they have experienced racism, as I said before, but I also think this couple isn't being forthright and outright with the entire truth. And what makes me upset or sad about this, if I'm right, is the over $60,000 that they have raised through GoFundMe, is the national attention that they're getting over this story. And those of you guys that have watched my story, my shows, know I cannot stand the cry wolf effect, because if they are crying wolf, that lessens the chance that a black farmer that is really under siege will get the help that he or she deserves. Okay. Now, why also do I say something's not right? The Mallerys have an entire Instagram account, okay, that is dedicated to spreading awareness of what's going on. They go live. As a matter of fact, Nicole Mallery was live when her husband was arrested. But they failed to put any footage, any real proof that any of these things they said has happened has really happened. Like if it was me, right, and I am being sabotaged as they claim they are, and the local authorities don't do anything about it, I would put up every surveillance video I have. I would post the vet's report, the report from the vet when they took their dog who had gotten poisoned, the autopsy. But the only thing that the Mallerys have truly given us so far are outrageous stories that are super dark. Now, I 100% believe that sheriff, the El Paso County Sheriff's Department, is shady as hell. I 100% believe that, Teresa Clark, Miss Clark, their neighbor's shady as hell. But it's giving me grifting because we're not getting treated fairly. It's giving me, let me add to this. Let me add more drama to this because we're not treated fairly. It's also giving me, we did harass Miss Clark because she harassed us first. And I only have my gut, y'all. That's all I have. I only have my gut. Again, how come there is no solid proof? This has been going on, I believe, for 2 years now. Where is the proof? Because let me say this. If what they say is happening and really happened, combined with the media attention that they are currently getting, that would spark a federal or at least a statewide investigation. But right now, why would the U.S. Department of Justice stick their nose in this when all you have are people on Instagram, I'm talking about their account, just stating what happened? And again, I'm not anti-black. I'm not anti my people. If you know me, you know I'm pro-black. But what you also know is that I have this burden to protect real victims. And I'm just not sure these people are real victims. And if they are not, they have made a fool out of news agencies, people that have taken up their case, the NAACP. I don't know. So though I'm sorry the Mallerys are going through this, something just ain't adding up for me. And if I'm wrong, I will come back and retract this statement. But I find it hard to believe that this has been going on for 2 years and they have nothing as of yet to show for it. And that's my issue. And I think two things can be at the same time. I think they have been harassed. That is 1,000 acres of farmland. Do you know there's only one, maybe two black farmers that have over 1,000 acres of farmland? And do you know who is included in that list? The Mallerys. So I am pretty sure that somebody in the YouTube comments said they're going to drag me. Well, tell them to bring it on. I mean, hell. But the Mallerys are one of maybe two, because when I was reading the article from NPR, they couldn't even really validate if there's another. So the Mallerys could really literally be the only black farmers in America that have 1,000 acres or more of farmland. And they were saying that the white people in that community was like, oh, we were going to buy that land. And then especially when I know they went to cut the fool when they put that Black Lives Matter flag up. But two rights don't make them wrong. I'm telling y'all. Now, I'm not saying that the Mallerys don't have a right to harass their neighbors, Miss Clark. But what I'm saying is tell the truth. Don't go lying on TV saying we was not shouting hands up, don't shoot as a protest. We were just trying to get our animals. But it sounds like to me there are two petty families in this, and these two petty families have been warring back and forth, pettily and illegally. But it so happens to have a racist sheriff who is choosing the side of the white woman. You see, there's a difference between victimhood and your enemy got the best of you. That's all I'm saying. Because what's going to happen if they provide footage that says that the Mallerys were really harassing that lady? All right. All right, y'all, that's my show for the day. That's all I got. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I am open. There was a show we did, the Ick Challenge, about the nurses with the Ick Challenge. And I spent every bit of a good 30 minutes defending them nurses until someone said something in the comments that made me research something. I had to walk it all back. And I'll walk this back. But until I see something, I'm going to hold to what I said. Let's read a comment in YouTube. So why did the sheriff's office take the camera? And where is the footage from the white woman's camera? And so that's why I'm saying two things can be at once. I believe that they were harassing each other. I believe they were both acting like Neanderthals. And when they went to go call the sheriff took the side of the white lady because the sheriff is racist. That's what I believe. That's why I believe the sheriff took the lady's camera and not the Mallery's camera. And if that's the case, sooner or later, there's going to be some footage released. My question is, why don't the Mallerys release their own? Because what you're asking me is the same question I'm asking of the Mallerys. Release the footage. Literally release it. Have court present this case in the court of public opinion so that it is so clear y'all are innocent that, because let me tell you something, when the public opinion get behind you, oh, they done got behind you. Make it so clear that y'all are innocent that the State Department, the U.S. Department of Justice has no choice but to put their head in it. But right now, y'all haven't done that. And I'm not going to just simply just side for you. My belly has been my guide for a while now, and I got to follow my belly. All right, thank you so much for watching the V. Terrell Hill Show. I come live every single day at 5 o'clock, so click the bell to be notified when I come live. This is a variety show, all right? So every Monday is a podcast-style interview with friends. I always invite a different friend on, and we talk and shoot the shits and have a great time. Tuesday is Hot Topics, a show like today. Wednesday is Spirituality and Consciousness. Thursday and Friday is Hot Topics again. Saturday, Spirituality and Consciousness, and Sunday, Hot Topics, all right? All on the V. Terrell Hill Show. I want to invite you to my free email community. You might disagree with my take on this, but let me tell you, you will not disagree with any email I send out because it's nothing but positivity and encouragement to assist you in being the person you were meant and deserve to be from when you came out your mother's womb, all right? All you got to do is click the link in the video description box of Facebook and YouTube, put your name and email address in there. You get 2 confirming emails, one making sure you did sign up, and the other from me welcoming you to the community, all right? Let me read another comment here. Let me go back just in case I put this comment on the edited version. So the Mallerys still have their camera. Maybe they're not releasing it because it is going to come out in court. There ain't no court. Not right now. I mean, well, they are going to have a court date. They're raising money for lawyers. But the reality is this. Why go to court when you can just get it dismissed and thrown out and sue for defamation, false imprisonment, coercion by government employees? I don't know. What I'm saying is, well before now, they had an opportunity to fully exonerate themselves from this debacle, and they haven't. And y'all might call me sexist, you might call me feminist, but I really think who's gassing and fueling this is the wife. Even in the article, it was admitted amongst them that she's the fiery one, and he's the calm one. Something in the water ain't clean. Oh, thank you, Jesus. All right, y'all, I'm done for the day. Again, thank you so much for watching the V. Terrell Hill Show. I'm going to be putting out an edited version of this before 8 o'clock, so I got to get to getting. Again, if you have found value in today's show, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Tomorrow, we're talking about growth through discomfort. We're going to finish what we started on Wednesday because I only got to point number 1, and we got 2 and 3 to get to, all right? Until tomorrow, y'all be all types of blessed. And get some rest. You deserve it. All right, bye.